So Tess is looking particularly gorgeous today. She's got a new hairdo and she's got new glasses and she's looking hot. I love you very much, sweetie.
Love you too, darling.
We're going to talk about dating sites, and I'm interested to hear what Tess has to say because it's not something we've ever talked about before. So, do you want to share your experience of dating sites, honey?
From my experience, dating site has its plus and minuses, and can someone find true love from a dating site? Yes. Can someone burn and hurt? Yes. So, from my experience, it has its own dynamic. When I say that, I mean to say that it works for, it almost feels as if, like, from my experience, it almost feels as if like you have to be a player to succeed in dating site. The player seems to win in this game in dating site, from my experience, and that's simply because if you expose yourself to people, you make friends, you make more than one friend. It's like a game, and until you find that person, it feels as though the bad girls or the bad boys tend to have the upper arm in the dating site because they play the game the way they want, and that's my understanding. And taking myself back when I first started dating site in my past, I was making it like hello, hi, want to get to know you, and all of that, like protocol, step A, B, C. I can tell you now, it's just a shamble. But when I flipped my cards around and I became the bad girl, and I started to play the game the way I want and control the way I want, everything turned around. I call the shots, I tell you what I want, when, how. It just flipped the whole game around. And it's weird because you would think that maybe if you have a friend or two and someone says to you like, hey, it's a weird game that people didn't just walk out of your life for that reason. I can't really go into details, but at the same time I'm trying to look for a possible way to explain it in a way that I explain myself in a very explicit way. But the truth is, dating site, honestly, I feel is not for the good guys or the good girls. It feels as though it's for the players. And yes, you can still find the one on dating sites. What's your experience, babe?
So my experience is, well, my first experience with dating sites was horrible. I had no success the first time I went on a dating site. I found it was a real learning experience. And being an IT guy, I got into it a little bit and I found that a lot of the sites were fake. A lot of the sites were running fake profiles, fake messaging, very much about generating revenue, not really about delivering a service. And that frustrated me. And I went away from them for a while, but when I came back, I found a site that was reliable and that I had success on. And it was interesting because I met a number of women there and they all had similar traits. They were, many of them were polyamorous, so they had multiple relationships. All of them were kinky. So maybe it was just the nature of that site that I went to. Well, I had a lot of fun, met a lot of people, had a great time with those people. But I decided to move on from that, and I used the same site to, rather than explore and have fun, to actually seriously look for a new relationship. And what I discovered then was it really worked for me. Before that, there's so many men on those sites and so few women that for women it's like a smorgasbord. All the women I talked to had multiple men chasing them. If we were out to dinner, if I was out to dinner with a woman who was on those sites, she'd go back to 30 emails. I'd be happy if I went back to one. So it's a very different game. But that's really the players, like Tess was talking about. If you want to hook up, men have to really work for it. Women can, there's so many men out there they can pick and choose. But when it comes to finding somebody serious, it kind of flipped. So I know at least a couple of women that were looking for serious relationships, and they had no luck on those sites. But when I was looking seriously for somebody I wanted to be with, I had a lot more success, and I set up a number of dates, and when I actually went about the dating, Tess was my first date. So that was a little bit awkward because I wanted to persist with those other ones. I didn't want to just fall into the arms of the first person that I dated. I wanted to make sure I was making the right decision, but the fact was that we got intense pretty quickly and loved each other's company, and it didn't make sense anymore to pursue that avenue. So it was just me and Tess from that point forward. So yeah, dating sites can be a misery if you're doing it wrong. And Tess is right, you kind of need to be a player for it to work. But when it does work, it's awesome.
And may I just add as well that first 3 months of Andrew and I being together, Andrew had his friends, I still had my friends. And Andrew said he would like us to be exclusive. And I think that was where we started to change the dynamics of our relationship to exclusive of others. So some people might be luckier, but I just find that the only way to really succeed on a dating site is to play the game, and then it works. Yeah.